Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to Very Biased Opinions. There are apparently three of you here, and hello to all of you. Please, on the chat, say who you are. We'll say hi to you. And with all the pleasantries done, Ian, why are we here?
We are here, Thomas, to say the last rites over Oxford United season. We are here to put it to bed, maybe, for the last time. Yes, we're in kind of must-win situation for Oxford United now, and we are here for another Oxford United live stream. We didn't do the game against Accrington. I'm bloody glad we didn't after
Thank
that
God
share
for
of
that.
shit performance. But we are back for this one. I'm here, and as you can see, lurking in the darkness, Thomas is back on the channel as well. The reanimated corpse of Thomas Pickering. He isn't dead, much like most of you thought. Some of you hoped. But he's kind of like gone to the other side and come back.
Yes.
But yeah, how are you all feeling for this game? We did do a little. Do you know, Tom? We did do a little sneaky poll. I've been doing little sneaky polls on community tab.
How dare you? How dare you?
Gauge the mood of the Oxford fan base, and this one was pretty much 50-50. But let's get a quick update on that while we do it. And for the first time today, I am going to say, and I'm sure Tom will say it loads of times, hit the like button if you haven't done it.
Smash the like button.
That takes this live stream to the stratosphere.
Yeah, boy.
But it really does help us. And if you could hit it, we really appreciate it. And let's have a quick peeky if my computer goes more than a snail's pace. We have had...
This is, by the way,
53 votes on this.
It's not bad.
45% of you think that Oxford United will win. That has actually jumped up a lot. It was pretty much neck and neck with Crewe winning, but 28% for Crewe, 26% on the draw. So the mood is more positive than I thought it was going to be amongst the voters. How are you guys feeling about the game today? We had any comments, Thomas?
No, but Grandstand Betters would like to know who I am. I'm a stand-in for pessimistic brother Alan, in case anyone's wondering. But Ian, we do have team news on the page.
Matt from Grandstand Betters told me that my brother was a joy to listen to.
I bet he was. I like him more than I like me.
Does that mean you didn't watch it? Nah, he's a shocker, isn't he? He's a shocker. Where's the support?
Silence. Ian, let's go over team news. I've got them on the screen. Both teams are on the screen, so you can't see me. But let's go over Crewe really quickly. So Jääskeläinen's in goal, Pickering, Wintle, Daniels, Kirk, Ainley, Mandrin, Lancashire, Dale, Murphy, and Beckles. See any surprises in that team, Ian?
No, I must say I haven't looked at it too much, but I know that Omar Beckles scored against Oxford in the reverse fixture. I know in the past we have waxed lyrical mainly because he's your namesake about Pickering. Although I haven't heard a lot about him lately, so I'm interested to see if his performances have gone off the boil. But other than that, don't know a lot about them. But if they play anything like they did in the first time we played them, they're going to be a good side and they're going to be hard to beat.
Yeah, and Jääskeläinen's a pretty good goalkeeper. He's like, he's got to be like 55 at this point. And when did he transfer from Bolton?
Jääskeläinen, is it?
It's his brother. It's his son, isn't it?
It's got to be. It's some relation.
Do you think UC Jääskeläinen and Peter Schmeichel initially had jokes being like whose son's going to be better, and now Casper's at Leicester and UC's is at Crewe?
Who's better?
UC, clearly. UC's son.
I wonder how popular. That can't be a popular name even in Finland, can it? Jääskeläinen.
Yeah, who knows?
Who knows?
Probably not. Probably not.
Pookie.
All right.
That's a common name in Finland.
Hold juicy. But Ian, the Oxford lineup. Do you see any surprises in there?
Well, I see good news. I see good news that Josh Ruffles has come back into the starting lineup. I also see good news that Mark Sykes has come back into the starting lineup, which is good from a suspension. I am a little disappointed that Jamie Hansen doesn't get a place in the lineup. I thought he's been asked to play in a variety of positions this season and not really let us down. I would have liked to have seen him get a game in his proper position of either in the centre of midfield or as a holding midfielder. I'm not really too... I think Barker and Shadipa are pretty interchangeable. I actually think Barker probably offers a bit more going forward. even though Shadipo scored more goals and stuff. But Shadipo seems to be a bit more disciplined than Barker about doing the defensive side of it. So interesting to see how that one plays out. And also up front, I'm not sure I would have gone with Taylor. I would have rather seen Adji given a go. I think at this stage of the season, you might as well have even seen how Sam Winnall would go up front on his own as well and give him a little bit of game time, because we are, as much as we still think this playoff dream alive is, we've got to start looking one eye on next season, and kind of seeing what we've got and see what we can find to build on for next season.
Yeah. I mean, something good has to happen here, right? Be it performance or just a good, just seeing the players play well for once would be nice, wouldn't it?
Yeah, I mean, the last two times, I mean, that's the thing. There have been some good performances sprinkled in there. And I have to say, like, I thought Oxford played well against Sunderland. I don't think they were just beaten by a better side. And obviously we didn't help ourselves with a red card in that game. But it was a good game of football and Oxford played well. And Oxford played well against Lincoln, I thought. I thought they played well in that one to come back. And I thought they played some good football. But in between that, it's just peppered in with really disappointing performances, like, for example, the one against Accrington Stanley, like, for example, the ones against Blackpool and Northampton, which leaves you just thinking Oxford are a little bit Jekyll and Hyde, and you never know which one's going to turn up.
It's been a very tough end to the season, but those are the teams. Jeremiah Sykes, I'm very excited to see play a game of football in the centre of midfield. I think it's where he plays best.
I can't believe you missed the game where he got a red card.
It's just absolutely ridiculous. Very quickly, a shout out to Rad, who says CAFC, which I assume means Creole American.
I'm going to assume it means Charlton Athletic Football Club, but yes. it could also mean Crewe Alexandra Football Club.
He's got them winning 3-2, I believe. Grandstand Betters is on. Hello, Grandstand Betters. Jonathan Harris, hello. Good to have you on, mate. Good to see you. He asked if I'm okay. Yes, I'm fine. Hello. Alex Christodoulou, I apologize. I'm terrible at names. Says Oxford win all over. Just after we lose all hope of the playoff spot, they'll pull out a performance. I mean, that's what they've done for most of the season, isn't it? Every time you think they're out, not a chance.
Are we allowed to say the word pull out on YouTube?
Shh, Alan. Shh. Pessimistic Brother Alan says, Tom's back. I am indeed. He says, no Adji, though. Oh, for God's sake. Karl. Rad would like score predictions, which we'll give in a second. And Jonathan Harris says, let's hope Oxford don't end up like Jekyll and Hyde either, which I believe is dead in a box with the emojis I'm looking at there. Ian, what is your score prediction for this game?
I think I just went balls to the wall and went 3-1 Oxford, but I put it under a caveat of I'm mad.
You real mad? Like Hulk mad?
No, not mad as in angry. Mad as in Fruit Loop batshit crazy mad.
Oh yes.
Yeah, I mean, I just, what could you say? I can't justify backing Oxford other than the fact that I have to. Because weakness cannot be shown on the Very Biased Opinions channel.
I think that's the main one. Weakness can most certainly not be shown on this channel, and we will not be showing weakness on this channel. I've got way too many windows open.
But remember, we can also talk about a litany of other things happening around the world. Grand National. If anyone's got any tips, let us know. Or anyone's backing anything, let us know. WrestleMania, which I know Tom's going to be glued to for the next 2 nights. And also IPL, anything else in between. Also go and check out, if you're interested in our picks for tomorrow's football, or my picks in particular, because it was all laid on my head again, go and check out Grandstand Better's YouTube channel, because there's a video on there where we've got between us 4 guaranteed certs to win you money on tomorrow's football.
Did you pick 3 games then yourself?
I picked 3 games myself, Thomas.
And how did you do last week?
I did pretty poorly.
Okay. Cool.
You chose poorly.
Pure.
I backed Tottenham to beat Newcastle and a handicap, and I'm thinking, why the fuck didn't I go for goals? I backed goals in the Berlin derby, and there were 2 goals in the first half. And then they both decided that was enough and played out the dullest draw ever.
Why not?
And I went for over goals in Man United, and I managed to force a little push.
Nice. Well, at least we didn't go over 3.
They never let you down.
They never let you down. Just really quickly, hello to everyone who's come in. Please smash the like button if you're enjoying this. Please check out our Patreon, or if you want to super chat us, feel free to super chat us. We are incredible, and we love you all. The game is about to start. Ian will be watching the games. I will be updating you on other fixtures around the world. I am broadcasting live from a bunker somewhere. None of you will ever guess where. And we're really happy to have all of you on. So smash that like button. Let us know what you're thinking. Ask us any questions. If we can get to it, we can. Ian, do you think you could run through all of our Patreon backers who we love and appreciate dearly?
I would love to, Tom, but I am shocked and amazed at what I've just seen. I've just seen like a load of tiny midgets run out in red, which they didn't look that small until Oxford bounded out into the pitch on white, wearing white, striding out like giants. Wow!
Huge.
Look at the size of them.
Huge.
Big in all areas is the word that comes to mind. But I would be delighted to rattle through our Patreon backers, but the only one I can think of at the moment is Thomas Pickering.
No, I don't back Patreon. I just run the website.
Shout outs to the Patreons. Right, first of all, David Stenhouse is the newest of our Patreons. Thank you very, very much to you, David. That's great. Really appreciate it. Welcome aboard to the now fantastic Secret Seven. There we go. The numbers are growing by the day. Matt from Grandstand Betters. Thank you as always. The good old Tom Pickering's substitute, pessimistic brother Alan. Always there. PJ Simpson, our friend from over the pond. Matthew Bowden, who I don't believe is going to be on here today because I've noticed that Oxford Downs are doing a live stream of their match. So don't watch it. Watch us instead. Don't jump over. Don't jump over.
Stay here.
With us. And also, we'll give him a shout as well. He's probably not watching as well, but he didn't pay for the level, but we'll give him a quick shout because he's a friend of the channel and his black poolside are smashing it. And I'll do it quickly before the minute silence. Matt Lombardi, thank you very much to you as well.
Are we doing a minute silence? Is that what's happening?
Yeah, quite a significant person died, and they're doing a minute silence for him.
DMX.
Jokes aside, you know who it is, and I don't want to offend anybody, so we're just going to do the minute silence. There we go. There we go. Anyone tuned in that last 2 minutes and thought the audio wasn't working or something like that? Apologies. We did just do the 2 minute silence for DMX passing away. And we're ready to start this game in just a few seconds. Crewe standing over the ball. That was one of those ones where, you get the feeling sometimes where it's like, and I think this was a 2 minute silence, But you know, sometimes they do like a minute silence, and it's like the ref gets bored after like 40 seconds and just blows the whistle.
Yeah.
Like this one felt like it was like, no, I am got to do every second of this.
Didn't we go to a game and there was a minute silence, and you almost had to slap me twice to keep me silent?
Yeah, but I think you were like, that was the Remembrance Day, wasn't it? That was that appalling game against Forest Green.
Oh yeah,
it was 0-0.
Yeah,
and I think you vowed to never go to another Oxford game after that.
I did. I think I have been to one since then, though. Sadly.
You think how many times Oxford fans have said that over the years? Right, Crewe come forward. Look like they might score on their first attack. Comes out to their number 10, and oh my god, it just got blocked by James Henry. It looked like it was going wide, but straight away Oxford. It looked like a knife through butter, Crewe there. But yeah, it was. But it was that guy playing the bugle, wasn't it? Playing the last.
Yes.
What's the name of the song? Is it? Someone put it down in the comments. The song they play of Remembrance Day, the last hit. I don't remember, but
yeah.
Anyway, I think you said something like that's Carl Robinson blowing the bugle, and then we couldn't get the image out of our head, and made us laugh. By the way, Tom, Carl Robinson is not on the touchline for this game. He is in the stands serving his one-match touchline ban.
Yeah. Let me really quickly go through this. Jonathan Harris says they better pull out the white shorts, and it sounds like they have, Jonathan. They look.
Oh no, he's actually right. Jonathan is right. I was mistaken. I was so awestruck by the kind of how big Oxford were upper body wise that I realised they are looking rather short. They are looking rather small in the lower half, Thomas, because they are wearing blue shorts.
Unbelievable. He also says he's got a great tip. Wickham guaranteed to win every remaining game. Jonathan, we love you, but you sound like a crazy person.
He was saying this last week, and it came true. So he's only just trying to repeat the magic.
Indeed. King Walsh the Danks Memes says it's going to be 1-0 to OUFC. He actually says Oxford, but I've changed
it. It might not be because Crewe come forward. Brannigan lost the ball and Crewe come forward again, but is recovered by Oxford, who try to get forward, but they don't. But they do win a throw-in.
Robert Allen, we will get to your comment in a second. Don't worry. Paul Gray, you asked me to link something. What would you like me to link? I can't remember. I was so busy with the minute silence, I even forgot what I was doing. Gil Tom says, it's Tom here in Japan. I did smash the like button. Come on, you yellows. Hello. Thank you for joining us from Japan, man.
Well, it must be like really late night there, isn't it? It must be like 10, 11 o'clock at night in Japan, I think.
Neil Stewart Davies asked if we could run through the Oxford team, and we will do that in a second. Let me very quickly just say hello to Kip Mainston.
I'll do it.
And you are correct, Kip. It is not, for once, a West Bromwich Albion 3 o'clock kickoff. It is, in fact, Liverpool versus Villa. It actually looks like it might be a decent game of football, so I'm excited to update you guys on that for once.
Whitehead, Ford, Robinson, Elliott, Gilchrist. They got Massey, Dave Smith, Joey Beecham, David Rush, Paul Moody, and
you're making this up.
Paul Moody and Nigel Jempson up front.
Ian cannot be trusted with team sheets. Unfortunately,
it's a classic Oxford lineup.
It is a classic Oxford lineup. Unfortunately, I've deleted the team sheets off the thing, so I can't now put them on the window.
I will run through it then. Hughes, McClare, Keane, Cole, and Cantona. Oh my God, Oxford! What am I doing? I'm not even Crewe that was one of those back passes that nearly was terrible. It was who is it? Crewe centre back, and he's blindly just smashed it back to his keeper. Well, not even blindly, he's looking, but he's massively overhit it, and the goalie has to run back and volley it out of play to stop it from going in. It was lucky it wasn't hit harder, otherwise it would have been an OG, and it had shown a replay of Crewe's first shot, but I think it would have gone wide, but it was blocked by Henry. But corner to Oxford United, chance for those big guys up from the back. We haven't done anything from a set piece in frigging a long time.
Yeah.
Seems like we haven't scored a goal from a corner in a set piece in ages. And when we were on our good run, we were scoring quite a lot of goals. Like the more Ruffles and Long were getting quite a lot of goals from set plays.
Yeah.
That's kind of really dried up now, which is not good. And did you know, Tom, Oxford scored more goals in 35 games last season than they have done in 40 odd games this season.
Really?
Yeah.
That's not exactly a great sign, is it?
Scored 61 last season in 35 games, and we've only scored like 58, I think, now.
Wow.
So, been a problem all season. But I will run through the team sheet. I know you want to. Obviously, Jack Stevens in goal. Josh Ruffles returns to left back. Atkinson and Moore, as always, centre backs, and Long is right back once again. So the strong back five in play as Oxford do try to come forward, but just gone back to a bit of slow passing. Brannigan in the holding role, so Goran's still not fit. Sykes comes back in after a one-match ban alongside Henry. Elliot Lee takes Shadipo's place on the right. Bob Barker on the left, and Matty Taylor up front on his own.
Indeed. Exciting scenes coming out of the Championship right now. Bournemouth took an early lead against Coventry, but Coventry have pegged them back 2 minutes later. It's 1-1 3 minutes into that match. So
I do a little accumulator on both teams to score.
Oh yeah,
I think I did do Bournemouth Coventry.
Well, there you go.
In. Donny, and I'll let you update the League One score has flashed up on my screen, but I'll let you update them, Tom. I'd hate to take work away from you.
Well, you got to give me something to do. So Accrington Stanley, the great Accrington Stanley, who beat Oxford recently, are beating Wimbledon 1-0. Wigan have taken the lead against Donny 1-0 as Doncaster continue to plummet down the table. I have no more League One updates on my screen. Villa versus Liverpool is still 0-0.
They were the two updates, and actually Nottingham with another goal for Accrington. He's their centre-back. He scored the winner in the game against Oxford on Monday night. And Doncaster, God, they are I can't believe they've absolutely capitulated.
Totally capitulated. Ian, Robert Allen's asked two questions, so we'll stick with the League One question to start. But, the thing that's dominated the 24-hour news cycle is that Simon Eastwood's re-signed a new contract. How do you feel about that?
Well, I don't know why they needed to do a 2-minute silence for it, but I think it's good news myself. I think we should grill him back as to say, why was Robert not happy with this?
He didn't say he was unhappy with it, did he? Or is he?
Wow. You clearly don't have him on a family group chat like I do.
I don't. I'm not part of the family,
where he was
apparently.
Questioning the decision.
Fool, how could he ever question it? Madman.
I think he actually described Eastwood as an effing clown.
How dare he? And now the other thing that Patreon subscriber Robert Allen has asked is that it is with shock that Leeds have beaten Man City. Is the door open for Man United to win the Premier League trophy, Ian?
Well, a lot relies on Man United winning those games in hand. But if they do, then it takes it down to 8. And no, but it does start to you would start to maybe ask a couple of questions, but you just can't see City losing that many more games. And today was a bit of a freak one, wasn't it? Like Leeds, three or four shots, and scored 2 goals. City 30 shots, only scored 1. That's not going to happen too often. But I thought they were at some points quite lucky against Dortmund.
Yeah. 100%.
And obviously Jude Bellingham should have had that goal scored, but they should have scored more themselves. But Dortmund looked a threat every time they went forward, and I wouldn't say that game is dead and buried by any means. That's going to be a really tough game in Dortmund on Wednesday night, I think it is.
It's unfortunate of fans because we know Dortmund have a really strong following, and it can be quite a negative place to go to as the away side. So
yeah, well, it probably is why Dortmund have struggled in the league because of that home, the yellow wall usually does make a massive difference to them.
The Gelb and Schwarz. Indeed. Well, no more goals in any of the divisions, so that's really keeping us going here. Jonathan Harris says he loves Eastwood with a winky face. I don't think there's nothing wrong with Eastwood. It seems funny how well publicized his re-signing has been, considering he's the second choice goalkeeper. But I suppose
I like Eastwood a lot. The only thing he's not very good at is being a goalkeeper.
And didn't Karl come out recently and start talking about Marcus McGuane? We need to complete this signing as soon as possible, or something.
I don't think I don't think much has happened with it, other than the fact Oxford have said that they would like to sign him permanently, which is really good news and would be really encouraging if we did get him, because I think he's a quality player. Remains to be seen. If it has happened before. I remember back in the day, I remember back in the day when Oxford signed Kemar Roof on loan, and he was incredible when he came in. Nobody thought he would sign for us, but he did.
He did.
So it's not without precedent that these people come on loan and then never want to come back again.
Yeah.
It depends. A lot depends on whether Nottingham Forest, want to sell him, really.
Yeah, 100%. Matt Uranka of Grandstand Betters asks what the reason for the dip in goals is, Ian.
The main thing for the dip in goals has been the not scoring any goal. We're not creating many goals through midfield.
Yeah, I mean,
hardly any goals have come from our midfielders. If you look at the goals that Taylor and Shadipo have scored, there's been very little for anybody else. And usually Henry and Taylor linked up brilliantly last season, and that's not really happened very much this season as well. That's been the main thing, is really getting people into the box to support Matt Taylor. I would actually. Are Oxford going to concede a goal here? No. I think Oxford actually have done better than I expected with goals from defence, so you can't blame the defenders for what they've chipped in. But definitely
Fosu, Baptiste, Brown, White. That's four midfielders.
White wasn't there last season, but Brannigan was better in front of goal last season.
But in the last 2 years, they've lost 4 of their most creative players, and they keep losing wingers. I think it's just getting harder and harder to replace quality players that are being bought by the Championship in League One. And yeah, even if Brannigan chipped in with 3 or 4 more goals, they're still having an incredibly hard time breaking through lines right now because
I think Robinson's really struggled with the balance in that midfield. I mean, there's been injuries, but I've said it a few times, but it seems like ever since McGuane's gone down, we've really lost that kind of key driving force through the midfield. And one of the things Robinson used to say is he never used to like playing like 2 pacey wingers. Like he used to like playing like one pacey winger and one almost winger stroke centre midfielder, which is where he used to have like Henry out there or Sykes out there and stuff like that. And this season recently he's gone to playing Shadipo and Barker both on the wing. Yeah. And I think that's kind of upset the balance a little bit as well. We just look very. There's not much good football being played through the thirds. It seems to be very lumped out from the back, trying to play 60-yard balls to get one of the wingers in behind. And realistically, if you're playing Oxford and you're doing that, like Oxford, Mark Sykes into the area. Oh, what a chip! Right, as I was saying that was a move. If anybody watched that move, that was a move. What I'm talking about. Oxford passed the ball around patiently, and then all of a sudden it went one touch Henry, Lee into Sykes. Sykes burst through past the defenders, and unfortunately his shot just went straight to the keeper, where he should have done a lot better. But that is the sort of the play that we did a lot more last season that we've struggled with this season. It's been the passing's been a lot slower, but it was really good then. But here come Crewe with a chance. They're in the penalty area. It's come back to their number 10. It looked like he was going to smash it. It's played to the back post, and Oxford just about smuggle it away. It looked like they were going to be in trouble there, but it did all right. And it might have been Barker, actually. I said it was Sykes. No, was it? It was Sykes. It was Sykes who missed that chance. I tell you, every time I see Barker now, I just can't stop thinking about Lord Lucan talking about Barker wearing a toupee.
Where is Lord Lucan? I miss a couple videos. He just disappears.
He was here this week.
Robert Allen talking about the lack of goals. I mean, here's a really important point, Ian. It's going to make you think. No penalties. That's the problem.
How many did we have last season?
Yeah, it's a good question. Robert Allen, find out. King Walsh of the Dank Meme says he has a weird feeling about Adji leaving. Good player, not enough playing time. I mean,
and I think that out of all the players in the squad, and I think Adji is a player that is pretty much liked by most Oxford United fans, or at least most Oxford fans see the value in him. And he's never, ever been given a consistent run of games. It's almost like Karl Robinson's got this blind spot towards him where he just doesn't want to use him.
It is. I mean, we spoke about this on the phone, and I have a huge problem with the rotation that he's employed. I don't think anybody outside the starting 11 could really enjoy playing with him because he's so rough on subs. And he says such awful things about them. You know, Adji has a bad game, and he comes out and talks about how there are certain players, I'm not saying who are not good enough to be in this team. Well, you don't need to say who. Like, you made it pretty clear. He said that.
Did he say it like that? Did he say it like a
exactly
stroppy teenager?
Yeah. Have you listened to Karl Robinson speak? Yeah, with a Liverpudlian accent, like a teenager.
No, he's not. He's more like, he's always got that like chirpy, smug look on his face.
Yeah, it's true.
That like it's like self-righteous almost.
Yeah. But I don't think the players that he's now having to use, like Jeremiah Sykes, like Adji, and then swapping Brannigan back to try and sort out I don't think all these players are that comfortable playing for him when they know that when they make a mistake, he's going to bitch them out. And now it's come to a point in the season where they have to play because there's no one else who can play, and they don't look that happy. I don't know.
I don't know. I think that's the thing. I know you say that. I'm not sure, but
Hull are up 1-0.
I see your point though. I mean, it's not very good, is it? When every time you have a half bad game, your manager's going to slag you off.
Bitch you out. Yeah. So Hull are
in by Barker, but just like a lot of Oxford's crossing, it never seems to find a man. There were 2 or 3 bodies in there, but all of them seemed to go near. His cross went long, and it gone out for a goal kick to Crewe.
Simon Wilkinson says Robinson signed Eastwood for a fistful of dollars.
Ha ha!
Indeed.
And you would say in his performances, it's been a bit good, the bad, and the ugly.
Robert Allen says Sykes no, and Rad says, has Crewe shocked the league how well they've adapted to the League One level?
I'm just going to explain that. It's because Simon Eastwood is a big Western fan.
Ah, cool.
Okay. Sorry, go again.
It's just Rad's just saying. I mean, it looks like he's asking a question, but it's more of a statement, if I'm being honest. Have Crewe shocked League One with how well they've adopted to the league? And I think they have.
Think they shocked him. I think we both said at the start of the season we thought there'd be a decent side that would upset sides. And David Artell, they played pretty good football last season. He's carried that on this season, so I'm not surprised to see him. Maybe challenging for the playoffs might be a little bit higher than we thought, but we thought they'd be in around the mid-table area.
I think we had them in more like the 15 to 18 range. I mean, they've done really well with where they've got to. I know 14th doesn't seem like it's that much higher, but they still got games in hand over a lot of teams above them.
I'm not sure if we did. I'm not sure if we did we? I'm not. Maybe we did. Who knows?
Peterborough are also winning right now.
They are. They're beating the unnamed side.
So,
as I said on the League One video, let's hope that they rain fire down on them today, much like they did against Accrington.
Indeed. So Wigan are pulling themselves into the top of the relegation zone. They're going above the team that we must not name, and above AFC Wimbledon, and above Rochdale if they can get a win today. But they're still in the relegation zone on goal difference right now, with Bristol Rovers sat just on top of them. Not a lot of changes in the table at all right now.
I tell you what, if any of those sides have got to play, I mean, they'll be hoping that they've all got to play Doncaster, because that seems like a guaranteed 3 points at the moment.
Don't you wish Oxford could play them again?
We played them when we didn't realise how bad they were as well.
Yeah,
we thought that that was the marquee win against the top side we were looking for.
Yeah. Rad says people thought they'd go straight down. I mean, as Ian's just said, apparently we did not think that, which I'm very proud of.
I remember we thought that Northampton would struggle, but I thought we would had the unnamed football club, Plymouth and Crewe, quite comfortably staying up. Maybe you're right with Crewe. I've kind of forgotten. You might have been right saying they were down. Maybe we had Plymouth more. Maybe I'm getting them confused with Plymouth.
Well, because you were less than complimentary at times.
Yeah, well, that was a different video, though, wasn't it? That was going from the end of League 2 to the start of League 1. But we will see. No doubt we'll revisit it at some point. and the truth will be uncovered. Unless you want to go back and look at our League One season prediction video, anyone, and tell us where we did have Crewe.
Yes, let us know, because we have no idea. Oh, Ian, I mean, I know you've probably seen this already, but Wigan have doubled their lead over Doncaster. It's 2-0.
I thought you were talking about the most recent score I've seen come in, which will right deep cross from Oxford, high looping ball. Nobody really could get on it, and Oxford do keep it, but it's just going to go for a Wigan Crewe throw right down deep in there by the corner flag. I thought you were going to say I've just seen that Bristol Rovers have taken the lead against Northampton in a huge relegation 6-pointer.
I have not had the score come through yet. Oh, I have. There it is. 1-0. Yes, Northampton losing, Bristol winning, keeps them out of the relegation zone, keeps Wigan just below them, because Wigan were about to go equal on goal difference after that. So, huge result.
Leahy scored a lot of goals for them.
Who is it?
The guy who scored, Leahy. He seems to have scored a lot of... I think he's like their fullback, but he's scored a lot of goals for them lately.
Brentford have just taken the lead against Preston in the championship.
Is it Shandon?
Let's have a look. I have to switch to this and then switch to that. Let's have a look at who scored. It is Mbuemo with Rasmussen with the assist. Mbuemo. That is a name. That is
right, Oxford coming forward again. Good hold-up work by Taylor. Plays it to Lee, who comes inside, gives it to Taylor again. A little 1-2. But Crewe defend it, and it's picked up by their Jaskalainen in goal.
They're Jaskalainen. Everyone needs a Jaskalainen.
Yeah, Jaskalainen, yeah.
Everyone needs a Yaski. It's all very good. If you guys have any questions, please let us know. Simon Wilkinson says football's a cruel mistress. Is it not indeed? Where does everybody think Oxford are going to end? Does anybody on this channel right now actually think they're going to make the playoffs? Okay.
I doubt it, but maybe.
I thought you were going to say something. You went, okay. No? Nothing?
What are you talking about?
You were just like, okay, and I stopped talking.
I know what I said.
Oh, man. Right, Ian. We're 25 minutes in, almost, 25 minutes in. How are Oxford playing? Are you happy with their style? Are you happy with what's going on the pitch?
It's all right. It's an even. It's an even performance. They're playing okay. I mean, going forward, they're moving the ball around quite nicely. They've got into some decent areas. Obviously, they've created that one great chance. Crewe do look dangerous as well. They've got a free kick now wide on their right-hand side with a chance to swing it in. And, you know, both sides have looked quite good going forward, and both sides have kind of stood up for it at the back. So it's pretty 50-50 at the moment. Just if I'm a little bit low key and not as like infused as normal, it's just because it feels like a bit of a flat game. And Crewe with a header, really good header at the near post. He was unmarked and it looped just wide, but it had Stephen scrambling across his goal for a moment. But luckily there was no Crewe player at the back post to tuck it in. So a bit of a let off for Oxford there, a bit shit marking really from that free kick.
Interestingly, as I was asking about your thoughts in the first 25 minutes of the game, Rad asked for thoughts in the first 25 minutes of the game. Jonathan Harris. Sorry, let me just really quick.
Oh, God. Right. Or danger averted. Looked worse than it was. It just because Atkinson headed a ball back to Stevens, who was like running one way, and Atkinson headed it up in the air the other. So he had to backtrack and run back. So it looked like it could have been one own goal apiece there. But so Beckles has got it for Crewe. Looks like it's going to be easily defended by Moore. Kind of trampolines off his foot, but he's got it out to Elliot Lee, and Oxford can come forward. Just anybody that watched or has seen highlights of or has watched that Sunderland game, and I know your opinion on this, Robert, so you don't have to chime in because you did the video last week. But what did you guys think of, one, the Sykes red card, and what did you think of Sunderland's taking of that quick free kick, which caused Oxford no end of like anger and got Karl Robinson sent off and
mayhem?
Oxford apparently going crazy about it. Because for me, watching the game on mute, I don't really see what Sunderland did wrong, and I don't really see what the refs done wrong. Oxford have given away a foul. They take it quickly. They score. But I'm interested to hear what you guys think. As Tom dips into shadow, even more so.
Jonathan Harris says, Rad, isn't it lovely when everyone predicts you to go down and you exceed expectations? Then he goes by a lot, obviously referencing the fact that Wycombe Wanderers went up last year in the playoffs. Well done them. Pessimistic Brother Alan thinks Oxford will end in 10th after our question. Jonathan Harris says Oxford will end in 9th, maybe 8th. Rad thinks maybe 8th. This all sounds very, very optimistic. I think they're going to end in 12th.
Nothing wrong with that. Halfway house.
Gil Tom is asking if we can give a bit more commentary. Tom, honestly, when the game's good,
look, if that's what you want, I'll try and give it. I'm sorry.
Well, no, I mean, it just doesn't sound like there's a huge amount going on in the game, unfortunately, which we've had happen a lot.
It isn't a terrible game. It's more to do with my level of enthusiasm, which isn't great towards Oxford at the moment. Sorry, I should be doing more on it. But Crewe do have a free kick on the halfway line, so I don't think they're not going to do anything like kick it long. They're not that sort of side, and they just take it and start to try and build up from the back. And as I say that, they do smash it long, and it's headed away quite easily by Long. And Oxfordians can bring it forward, as Henry did a nice little foul there, which allowed Lee to run onto the ball, but he couldn't really get away from anyone. And Oxford passing it, doing their nice little backwards passing. Don't be surprised if this is back with Simon. If this is back with Jack Stevens within the next 2 or 3 passes. No, maybe not.
Peterborough have doubled their lead against the team that must not be named, so they are in fact raining hellfire on earth on them. And with Wigan winning 2-0 and Bristol Rovers winning 1-0, they are back in the firing line for relegation. Very clearly, Liverpool still 0-0 with Villa. They now haven't scored a home goal in 12 hours of play. That is
all right. Oxford give the ball away through midfield, and I keep calling them Fleetwood. Crewe come forward. They've jumped, boot in a tackle, and he's just put it wide at the near post there. Number 19. That was a great chance. I think that was James Henry with a mistake, who tried to make the recovery challenge, and the guy just glided past him. I don't think got their numbers on their team sheet, but it was number 19 for Crewe, and he's about penalty spot out, but on the right hand side, and instead of going across Eastwood. God, I'm getting the names wrong. Sorry, guys. Instead of going across Stevens, which he should have done, he's tried to go near post and he's put it wide. It was a bad miss, really. And I would say that's 2. 1 bad miss for Oxford through Sykes and 1 pretty bad miss for Crewe through their number 19 there. So the game's pretty even, Stephen. Both sides, you can't accuse both sides of taking it lightly or anything like that. They're both going for it.
Alex Christodoulou says he thinks the Eastwood contract is down to Oxford expecting offers for Stevens in the summer and approaching it with the attitude that he'll be sold. I mean, maybe, but it's the level of pageantry that seems to have gone with it that seems nuts. Kit Mainston is reacting to your comments about the Sunderland game, Ian. He says the first yellow was never a yellow in his opinion, but afterwards the second yellow was absolutely...
Oh, is that a penalty? Is that going to be a penalty for Oxford, surely? Unbelievable. We just do not get penalties. Like how much he's literally just wrestled Dickey to the ground there, or Atkinson to the ground. This is how bad I'm doing with names. I'm calling him Rob Dickey. He's wrestled Atkinson to the ground there, and the referee's just not giving it. What the fuck is that? We just do not get penalties this season, do we?
Yeah.
I think the ones we got earlier on in the season was a dive, and that's probably been cursed ever since.
There's the one that Taylor missed in the Papa John's World Championships as well.
I know there's that one as well. So we haven't helped ourselves, and we haven't. But that looked like it was clearly more than manhandling. I mean, he could have literally done him for assault, but it was overlooked by the referee, shall we say? And I wonder what I'd love to have a camera on Karl while he saw that incident.
Hello to Mike Yu. He says it's the first time listening in because of Grandstand Better. It's great content, guys. Looking forward to listening every week. Hello. Thank you. We're happy to have you on here, mate.
Matt from Grandstand Better said he'd promised to buy the Machokais if they joined from his joined from his channel.
Good ball in. Should have been a pen. Neil Stewart Davies agrees with your comments on the Sunderland game and thinks your take on it was fair. Ian Allen is always fair. Very quickly, if you guys are watching this, could you please smash the like button? It really helps that a lot. It pushes the stream out to more people who can see it and come join in and chat with us. So please smash the like button. If you're really enjoying what's going on, sign up to a Patreon subscriber, or you can always just super chat us. We appreciate anything. And maybe Oxford will score if you do that.
Right,
that's how the
Crewe
works.
coming forward now, attacking on the left-hand side into the penalty area. But where Oxford got a lot of players back and a really good challenge by Brannigan. And now maybe Oxford can break now with Elliot Lee. Both sides really kind of breaking on each other and finding a lot of space. So, but this one, Lee hasn't got the pace to really go and challenge the fullback. So he has to cut inside and Crewe can get all their players back. And it's kind of slowed down. And Oxford have to go backwards, which they never are afraid of doing.
No.
And it's kind of all slowed down a bit now. But the thing about the Sykes thing as well, and I know, like, as one of the things my brother said was, Taylor into the over a shooting chance. Really nice dummy by Elliot Lee. It got Taylor in. He got half a yard. Taylor in form would have connected with that a lot better, and again you'd have liked to think he'd have gone across to the goalie's right hand side, but he's hit it straight at him, and it's a comfortable save. But I've just seen a shock score go through in League One, Thomas. You'll get it when you get it. Free kick to Crewe though. I'm going to see a replay of this, and honestly, how is that not a foul? How has the referee adjudged him not to have dragged Atkinson back there, and then Oxford give away because it's not in the penalty area, the other end? Crewe get a free kick where Oxford defender does something not even close to being similar, but because it's not in the penalty area, the referee feels quite comfortable giving a free kick.
Shock horror, AFC Wimbledon have equalised against Accrington Stanley. I'm assuming that's the result you were talking about.
No. You see it.
Oh, wow, I really am behind on this. Just keep clicking update on my computer.
It'll come through when it comes through. You'll get a nice little reaction for you.
I'm very excited to find out what it is. Let's keep this on here. I'm very sad Bournemouth have retaken the lead against Coventry 2-1. Norwich are now beating Derby 1-0. Brentford have doubled their lead against Preston. It's 2-0. QPR are beating Sheffield Wednesday 1-0. Wickham are still holding Luton. That's a good result for them if they can even keep that going.
I'll tell you what, Crewe played some lovely football. They were knocking it around through midfield really nicely then. They just tried to play it out wide and it went out for a goal kick. But the level of the speed of which they knock it around is something you would have seen Oxford doing last season, which again is something they haven't done enough of this season. They've not been confident enough with their passing. But Crewe are showing them how to do it this afternoon.
A very quick hello to PJ Simpson, who's super chatted. It's good to see you. He says, "Come on the U's." It's always a pleasure to have you on.
Thank you, PJ. Thank you very much. Really appreciate it.
Rad, the Crewe fan, says they don't get many penalties either. And Simon Wilkinson says, "I told you this game would be a 0-0 draw." And you know what, Simon? You may well be right. It's pretty depressing. But come on, you yellows.
Every second that ticks by, you're getting more right. Yeah, nothing going there. Oxford try and play it down the line, but it's easy out for a goal kick to Crewe. No, I'm just going to say my brother said this about the Sykes. Hang on. He said this about the Sykes thing. I think the first yellow card was given for like persistent fouling.
Yeah.
So the actual offence was a bit petty.
Yeah.
But when you're on a yellow card, should you make that kind of silly lunge?
I think we both know the answer to that's no.
Yeah, and it wasn't like, as I said again, I'm quoting the sage pessimistic one. It's not like the ball was on the goal line and you were diving in to try and score a goal.
Now, I'm pretty sure I now know the scoreline you're talking about because Sunderland are losing 1-0 to Carlton Athletic, and that is extreme shock and horror, Ian.
Yeah, I mean, there's been a lot of Sunderland fans commenting on our videos of late. Henry with a chance to cross out wide. Good ball in, but defended away very well by Crewe. But it is going to be a corner to Oxford. But we have had quite a few Sunderland fans commenting, and they said how, like, they're just almost half expecting things to go wrong. You know, it's like things don't generally. They're so used to things going against them that they just don't know how to handle like good form.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, but they always capitulate at some point. So if they'd won this game, they'd only be 2 points behind Peterborough, and they'd both have a game in hand over Hull and really give them a chance to really catch up. But
I wouldn't fancy him in the playoffs. But Henry with the corner, good defending by Crewe, got it away now, and they'll have a chance to break. And the guy goes past Brannigan like he wasn't there, but Brannigan does get back to him with a good tackle and wins a throw in for Oxford. So good play by Oxford there. But again, another set piece unconverted.
We owe a big thank you to Robert Allen, who's also just super chatted us. Thank you.
What is he doing?
Brother Allen. I don't know.
What is he doing? I very kindly give him money so he can go gambling today, and he just gives it back to me.
Well, I mean, it's keeping the stream healthy, and it's also keeping me, with booze. I need the booze. It's very important. It's what keeps me going. It's the only thing I live for. What's that? I'm an alcoholic? No. I have a question. Can I ask a question about the Premier League, or is this a bad time?
It's a very good time.
When is Jack?
Oh my God! No. Okay.
When is Jack Grealish going to play a match of football again?
Slight injury again, isn't he? Tweaked it. Right. Just before, it looked like Sykes had a bit of space to break into there, but he kind of got the door got closed when he couldn't control the ball perfectly. But Oxford still have it with Ruffles, kind of playing around with it. I haven't really seen much of Barker in terms. Usually by now Barker would have done 1 or 2 runs down the line. You haven't really seen too much of him so far. Oxford have more gone round the other side, and little 1-2. Can Long keep this in? He can. It's a good ball in from Long. It's flicked on. There's a chance for Oxford, and it's a goal for Oxford United. And it is fullback to fullback with a little intermediary in the middle. It is Josh Ruffles back in the side. A big boom. I want to give a shout out to Simon Wilkinson for not correctly predicting a 0-0 draw in this game. Thank you, Simon. But good work. Henry played in. Okay, we got some things to unpack here. Henry played in Long down the right-hand side. Long did really well to get to the ball and put an okay cross in, but it's flicked on at the near post, maybe by Lee, maybe by Taylor. And Ruffles is there. It's not the strongest of headers. And from a Crewe point of view, Jaskalainen should be keeping that out. But he's managed to do what the Granada keeper did and get 2 hands to it and only push it into the bottom corner.
What are you talking about? No idea what you're talking about.
And we'll talk when we talk about Grealish. I'm going to say this question as well, Tom. What did you think about the penalty for Man United in midweek? Have you seen it?
No comment. Wigan are up 3-0 over Donny, by the way. They are.
But great news for Oxford, and just the tails are up now. Taylor charges down a back pass, gets a touch on it, but he can't stop it from going forward. But you can tell Oxford have got the spring in their step now. But Crewe come forward. They could get right back into this now. Decent cross in, but it's deflected, and Stevens can gobble it up and waste a bit of time on the ground. Grealish has re-injured himself, and it worries me that I hope Villa let him recover now. One, mainly because of the England squad.
Yeah, let me very quickly just say, and this is for Jonathan Harris, well fucking done. Wycombe are up 1-0 to Luton. They scored almost the exact same time Oxford have. You guys need wins. You're up 1-0. That's absolutely fantastic. All jokes aside.
They're in pretty good form.
Oh, yeah. Oh, it's terrifying. Like, Coventry are just below them now. And Wycombe, I mean, if they win this, what are they? They're only, well, it's still 7-8 points from safety, but it's close. It's really close now.
I hope Wycombe stay up.
As long as it's not at Coventry's, whatever the word is. As long as it doesn't hurt Coventry, I'm fine with it. Really quickly, let's Simon Wilkinson asks why I'm sat in the dark. I am unable to answer that question outside of I do not have the correct lightings.
Coventry are a shit club. They don't even play in their own stadium.
They will be next season, though. They've signed a deal, and they are
so far, but next season hasn't happened yet.
Grandstand
until the Amphrax breaks out.
Grandstand Betters asked if it will still be 1-0 at half-time, Ian.
Yes. Yes, it will be.
So bet on that, people.
But who to? I don't know.
Blackpool are apparently winning, according to Christodoulou.
It's just come up on my screen.
Excellent. Obviously, I'm seeing everything at a mass delay.
That's all right, Thomas. That's all right. But Lincoln have had massive problems, haven't they, with COVID-19? And they've had problems with injury even without that. And I don't see them ending the season in the playoffs.
No, so no matter what happens today, they're still in 6th place because Charlton, Ipswich, and Oxford cannot overtake them. Oxford and
why can't Oxford overtake them?
Because with 3 points, they're still 4 points behind Lincoln. 3 points behind Lincoln. And Charlton are winning right now.
Right, Barker into the penalty area. He's got to the byline. Squares it back. Chance of 2-0. 2-0. Oxford turning on the style.
Unbelievable scenes, Jeff. Unbelievable scenes.
2-0 to the Yellows as I absolutely scare my wife by jumping around like an idiot. Brandon Barker got to the Oxford pressing up really high, won the ball back. Feature of why they were good last season. Ruffles does really well, plays it into Barker. Barker runs at pace at the defender, gets to the byline, squares it back to Taylor. Taylor, I'm going to say, intentionally miskicks it from about 3 yards out, but it comes back to James Henry, and he is there to tuck it in to a pretty unguarded net. What an amazing start for Oxford United.
Yeah.
And I told you, Matt, there will be more goals before half-time.
Everybody, smash like, hit us with a super chat to celebrate this, sign up to our Patreon, but woo, 2-0, who saw this coming at halftime? I don't think
I tell you, this is, I'm not used to this. I'd got used to being miserable and grumpy.
I mean, you are, oh my God, Ollie Watkins has scored. It's a good day. It's a great day. 1-0 to the Villains. Sensational scenes. Oxford are up 2-0. I mean, all we need now is Coventry to come back, and it'll be the best day ever for me.
Are they up 2-0?
Who?
Oxford.
Oxford are up 2-0, yes, Ian.
They are.
I know, shock.
It sounded quite nice hearing you say it.
Yeah. I'll say it again. Oxford United 2, Crewe Alexandra.
And obviously we're not trying to be intentionally mean to the Crewe fans in here as well.
We're not.
We haven't had a lot to celebrate over the last few weeks, so this is quite unexpected. So we're not. Yeah. Don't leave.
Yeah, please stay with us. In fact, send some abuse through if you need to, just to make yourself feel better.
£1,000 super chat.
Jonathan Harris says Wigan haven't ever beaten Luton at home in 14 attempts. So is history going to be made? Jonathan, for your sake, I hope it is. But not for no one else's sake. Just for you. What is the Rotherham score? Rotherham are drawing 0-0 with Huddersfield. God, Coventry really need to get a goal back against Bournemouth.
Huddersfield lost 7-0 to Norwich. In the week.
That is.
I think it was 5-0 at half time.
Oh, that hurts. That really does hurt.
But we don't have a lot of love for Huddersfield, do we? Let's be fair.
No, absolutely not. They're one of the poorest run clubs.
Right, free kick to Oxford United. Wide on the right-hand side with goal scorer number 2, James Henry, over the ball. Let's see if Oxford can add to this lead. It's played in. It comes out to Oxford dispossessed, and Crewe can come away with the ball. I'm getting bombarded with photos, no doubt from my brother. Not from Robert, the other brother. The miscellaneous brother.
Miscellaneous brother Alan, pessimistic brother Alan, and optimistic brother Alan.
Family photos. Looks like in Belgium you're allowed to go out and do fun things. Not like you're allowed to do that.
You're not allowed to do that in any country, Ian. It's 100% illegal.
Texas? Is Texas a country? It is, isn't it?
It's the size of a country. It's also the friendship state, apparently, which makes no sense to me. Ian, I have to ask you a question. Do you know what Flo Rida's name is when spelt as one word? It's Florida. His name is just Florida, and he put a space after the O. My mind has been blown by this factoid.
You're looking for detailed football analysis.
Probably in the wrong place.
Which country is Texas the size of?
Like 14.
You said it's the size of a country?
Yeah, it is the size of a country. It's the size of Europe. Something like 9 European countries.
Country.
Oh, for God's sake. Right, well.
I don't understand what you mean. Right, Barker coming forward for Oxford United. Marauding. Not really. No one pressed him, and he's just almost like can just pirouette on the ball, pirouettes again on the ball, and eventually just plays it back to Brannigan. All seems quite nice and easy for Oxford at the moment. Everything's clicking into place. Elliot Moore plays it down the line to Elliot Lee. Elliot to Elliot.
Elliot to Elliot.
And Elliot Lee manages to give it away. But hey-ho, it's nearly half-time. At half-time, I think I might enjoy my half-time cup of Bovril.
At half-time, we go off air for around 8 to 10 minutes. We get a drink. We calm down a little bit. We will come on about 5 minutes before the second half, chat to you for a couple minutes before the second half kicks off. So if you're confused why we disappear, it's so we can have a break. Apparently, Liverpool just equalized in the chat, but it has not come up on my screen yet. Therefore, I'm unwilling to accept it until I see it.
Rush.
Goal, 1-0. There you go. They have, in fact, equalized. Roberto Firmino has finally scored a goal. It's Liverpool's first goal at home in over 12 hours.
I do hope that you're going to get another exciting score for you, Thomas, come through, and I do hope it comes through before we go on the half-time break. There's 2 minutes added on. Oxford with another chance here. It comes to Ruffles, who shoots from the edge of the box, but it's blocked. But Oxford keep possession of it through Sykes, and it looks like they're just trying to wind down some time. But Sykes' pass is really poor and puts Brannigan in trouble, but Oxford do manage to keep hold of it. Only to give it away again, and then the referee gives us a free kick, and we'll have one final chance to load the box and hope maybe get a third.
My beloved Stanley are losing 2-1 to AFC Wimbledon. It is a sad day.
That is not the one.
Doncaster Rovers are up 3-0. I already said that. Blackpool are winning.
Yeah, I think when you see it, you'll know it.
Yeah, this is updating very slowly. No, I'm not getting anything.
Okay, well, while you wait for that one to come in, Oxford, again, as I say, will take this free kick and are doing a very nice job of wasting time. It's going to be delivered in now. And a chance for... It is 3-0 to Oxford. Unbelievable. What the fuck is going on with the world? Wowzers. Right.
Yeah, boy.
It's Elliot Moore, the skipper, with the goal. It's a delivery played in flat by Henry across the box, which I'm not sure if there's a foul in there, but it looks like there's a scrum of players that just miss it, and Atkinson falls over, and it just manages to just land at Moore's feet, and he just takes a touch. He manages to get there before Jääskeläinen and just pokes it into the corner. It's a very soft goal from a Crewe point of view, and it's the sort of goal that we have not scored in bloody ages, and this is incredible. My cup runneth over.
It does indeed runneth over.
Yeah, I knew there was I mean, that's the thing. On Matt from Grandstand Betters, he's fucking clueless, isn't he? He said it'll be 1-0 at half time. Told you there'll be goals.
We owe a thank you to Christina Allen, who's just super chatted us. Thank you very much, Christina Allen.
These people are mad. I gave her money to gamble today. and she's just giving it back to me. Spend it on penny whistles and moon pie.
I wouldn't mind a penny whistle. Ian, what is this score that I should be? Is it in League One?
It is. Do you want me to tell you?
Yeah, just tell me.
Pompey 0, Burton 1.
No.
At Fratton Park. But that is half-time, folks. And Oxford go off and deserve their half-time oranges. I'm not sure Crewe will enjoy their half-time sacks of coal. But we will be having a quick to powder my nose. Right. Oxford on the front foot. Start the first 30 seconds. Matt Taylor running down into the corner. I don't think he's trying to buy time just yet. But Oxford, I don't think they've made any changes for the start of the second half. If they am, I'll have a look in a second. But cross-field ball by Barker, which is going to be easily headed away, and Crewe can bring it forward. And it looks like it's going to be no problem for them. Let's just have a quick look and see if there have been any substitutions. Crewe have made one, I think. Yeah, they've made one. But Crewe have made two, in fact. But Oxford have not made any.
Right, everybody, match stats are on the screen now. Welcome back. Let me know if there's any problems.
Right. Barker running at this Crewe. Barker inside of a shooting chance. Brandon Barker, 4-0, Oxford United. Can you effing believe this? This is shades of Lincoln City away last season, all over again. 1 minute 32 seconds into the second half. Weirdly, the timers started from 0 again on the iFollow, not on 45. But at 1 minute 30 seconds into the second half, Barker, it was all goal made by himself. He run the ball inside our own half, gets around 2 players. He's running at their defence. Like the goal he scored against Swindon, he cuts inside, gets to about the D, goes through a defender's legs, goalie's unsighted, into the bottom corner. Game over, start the car.
This is sensational. It's 4-0. This is very exciting. And we are blessed by our good friend, our sheep mammals or reptiles. He's joined in for the first time in weeks. They are winning. Come on, you Yellows. This is amazing. And Matthew Bowden, wonderful Patreon subscriber and friend of the channel. Matthew Bowden is here. He says, hello, gentlemen. Sorry I missed the start of streaming. He was doing cricket. Game has now stopped.
I know you were. How was your stream going, Matt? I saw that you had a pre-season friendly for Oxford Downs going.
We did comment on it. We told everyone not to watch it.
But you've missed entertainment for once on the from an Oxford point of view.
Yes, you have indeed. It's 4-0. It's absolute anarchy in this game. Aaron Vickers says it's a shame we can't be consistent. But I tell you what, today is the day to celebrate that it's 4-0. Celebrate Liverpool aren't winning, and celebrate that we just picked up another Patreon subscriber. Welcome, Gil Tom. It's absolutely wonderful to have you on here. Thank you so much for joining.
Right, Crewe with a chance. Crewe just quickly with a chance. I'm sorry to cut you off there. We're talking about Patreon. But Crewe and Oxford managed to smother it away. But that was Oxford overplaying from the back, and Crewe nearly picked their pocket, but Oxford kind of got the bodies back and got it away. But please go back to talking about our number 8.
7, Ian. Number 7. Yeah.
Is it?
I don't think you can count. But yes, it's Gil Tom. He's been in the chat chatting to us all day. Thank you. I believe you're in Japan, Mr. Tom. So thank you so much for joining in from there.
Where in Japan?
Good question.
Because I spent Sykes for 5. That's got to be a penalty. It is a penalty. Oxford finally get a penalty. Mark Sykes nutmegged the defender, got around him. All the defender could do was pull him back before he'd had a clear shot on goal. The defender looks crestfallen, but looking at the other Crewe players, they're not really complaining too much. And this is I don't know whether Henry's going to take it, but I have a feeling Matt Taylor might wrestle that ball out of his arms.
This is unbelievable scenes. Robert Allen is chanting for 6. PJ Simpson says thanks. The goal had only just appeared in Boston. Bowden says, yeah, all the equipment. Amazing 4-0. William Golders changed his name back.
It's Brannigan stepping up. Brannigan is the name of the penalty taker. Here he goes. He's missed it, but he's put in the rebound. It's going Oxford's way. Right, Brannigan, piss poor penalty. Saved by Jaskalainen, comes straight back into Brannigan, and he bobbles the rebound in. I don't even really think he had too much control over the rebound. It just kind of hit his...
Unbelievable scenes, Jeff.
Yeah, it was kind of composed. I'll give him the benefit of the doubt. But I would say a huge weight off his shoulders for getting that goal, and I think they can all laugh about it because of the fact he nearly fluffed it up. But 5 minutes into the second half, and Oxford are 5-0 up. Maybe we need Robinson in the stands.
Kit Mainson says, we want 20. Paul Groves, 5-0. Hello, everybody. This is insane. Quickly, use that happiness and go and sign up for our Patreon. Yes, do it. Also, please smash the like button. Also,
today is the day League One said that you get a point a goal.
Amazing scenes. Oxford are almost in the playoffs now. Jonathan Harris goes, I leave for 5 minutes and it's 5-0 and Oxford have gotten a penalty. You did. You should never have left. Never leave.
You can get over it when you come back and see Oxford have scored. You're annoyed you missed the goal, but the overriding happiness takes over.
This is absolutely sensational. Wayside's running absolutely rampant right now in League One. There is no home team winning a game. There are 3 0-0 draws, though. It is nuts in the Championship. Sorry?
But Sunderland are at home, aren't they winning?
No. They are.
Portsmouth are at home, aren't they winning?
No. Anyone else?
Liverpool at home, aren't they winning? Oh,
I know.
Lord,
I know.
And Burton have just gone 2-0 up over Pompey.
Unbelievable scenes, Jeff. Absolutely sensational. Grandstand better is probably in the minority here. Soccer needs to change that rule. If you miss a penalty, you don't get a rebound chance. Get out, Matt. No one wants to hear your bullshit anymore. Just go. Just go.
But why? Why? What's the reason?
Has to stop. There's.
If he hit the post, if he hit the post, and or the bar, and it came back out to him, then he wouldn't be allowed to touch it. Another player would have to come in and touch it. Brannigan couldn't kick that ball in.
If the goalkeeper touches it, he can touch it again.
Right. Oh my God! And as you can see, Crewe have a golden chance to make it 5-1. Literally a golden chance. Across it, got the ball out wide, cross in. He is 6 yards out, number 19. I think that's the second chance he's ballsed up. Owen Dale, not his game today, and he has put a header into the stands from about 7 yards. Free header, centre of the goal.
Pathetic. Hereth is feeling the heat. He says Wickham are at home, and obviously away sides are running roughshod right now over teams. Oh, Ian. 5-0. All of a sudden, it's like I'm excited to be on here for once.
That's a terrible thing to say, Thomas. That's a terrible thing to say.
I mean, the last couple games that I've missed, I've been very glad I missed.
We all thought you didn't like doing it. That's why you buggered off for the last month.
Yeah, I've been gone for a month. That's exactly what happened. When I hear we won awards in that time. What are you talking about, Matt? You're rewarding failure. Do you understand sport by anything? I don't have time for this. I don't have time for this.
I'll tell you what he does understand. He understands how to wind us up.
He understands how to bait Pickering. Everybody, please smash the like button. Let's get over 20 likes. We're at 19 now.
Let's not explore that. Get that out of your mind. We don't want to think about him baiting Pickering.
Composure. Kit Mason says he forgot about the annual point-to-goal game week. It's a very important game week. It comes around once a year when Oxford managed to score goals. We're at 20 likes. Can we get to 25 likes? The challenge is on you, not on me, because I can't click like on my own stream. Ian, quick, sign into a couple of accounts and click like.
I'm sure I had loads more likes last week.
Why are you gonna do me like that? Like what did it hurt you?
I think I got about 20 as well. Although Sunderland fans piled in at the end.
They did.
Because they were winning. Like.
Bang. Yeah. Right. Let's update ourselves on all the scores.
Pretty good this, though, isn't it? This is the first time... No, it's not the first time we scored 5 this season. We scored 5 away at Burton as well. When we played them at just the perfect time. 5 different goal scorers, though.
That is quite a result.
Oxford trying to add to it. Henry into the area, gets tackled. They're making some pretty poor decisions at the back, but they get away with it. Out to Brannigan, who looked like he was going to thrash in a shot from about 30 yards. Barker trying to do the same, but Oxford just keep possession with Elliot Lee. Down wide. Barker now, can he run and try and get to the byline on the left-hand side? He jinx. But he ends up winning a corner. Didn't really know what to do then. I don't know why. Sometimes Shadipo and him do that where they just sort of stand still and jockey. And I'm like, why don't you just get it, kick it to the byline and run and back your pace? But I can't knock Barker. He has made a goal and scored a goal.
Robert Allen says...
Let me tell you, he looks pretty good in the 2-pack.
Where is Lord Luca when you need him? Robert Allen says he's confused. When do we start feeling worried and stressed? For once, we don't have to.
I know.
Matt, I'm just not going to comment on your penalty stuff anymore because it will wind me up. And we don't need that on this channel. We don't need a wound-up Pickering. It's just no fun to be around.
I would like to see the penalty change to like a ice hockey style.
Where you start on the halfway line.
Free shot on the halfway line. Run in on goal from the halfway line.
Now, Ian, I did not mention this, but Doncaster did pull a goal back before half-time against Wigan, so it is 3-1 to Athletic. The Latics could end up blowing this if they're not careful, but Accrington Stanley are blowing it. They conceded a goal just before half-time. They're down 3-1. It is nuts.
I tell you, it's so fucking annoying when I see that. And I know it's like, Wimbledon play a different style than Oxford play, but it's like... Accrington come and play Oxford and play really well and deserve to beat us. And then they go and play Wimbledon and by the looks of it, they play like absolute shite and they lose at home. And you're like, couldn't you have just done that against us? What's wrong with you?
Neil Stewart Davies says it's 33 goals away and 25 at home. Good stat.
Is it?
Good stat. Wow. I like that stat. That's very exciting. Away teams ever since COVID hit and, there's no fans, seem to be doing significantly better than the home sides. Venotic says, is this actually happening? It is, but do pinch yourself just in case, and then smash the like button and sign up to our Patreon for £3 a month. Simon Wilkinson says, last game you said Oxford's promotion push was over. Do you still feel that way? I mean, I do. Ian, how do you feel?
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah,
cool.
I do, yeah.
Chris, Alex.
This is a fantastic result, and it'll obviously move us closer to the playoffs. If Oxford can build on this with another couple of wins in the next 2 games, then I'll have a different outlook on it.
You look at Oxford's form, and I know it's a snapshot of 5 games, but it's coming into this, it was lose 4, win 1, right? And this win gets them to within 3 points, but there's still Ipswich, Charlton, and Lincoln above them. Now, we talked about the fact we think Lincoln might fall out, but Charlton are on a really good run of form. Ipswich have righted the ship. Oxford have played a game more than those 2. They played 2 games more than Lincoln, a game more than Portsmouth, 2 more than Blackpool. Like, it just, if you're a betting man, you're probably not betting Oxford.
What you'd say, they got to put a run together, and that's the main thing. Oxford pretty much have to be perfect to the end of the season. And do you really think they're going to be perfect?
No. Sorry, I know that wasn't a question to me, but no.
Oh, my face is saying yes.
Mo Salah may have scored, Ian. We won't know for 15 minutes because VAR has got to make like 19 different decisions, but it could easily be 1-1 in a minute's time. Alex Christodoulou says, happy days at work at the moment. Oxford winning, Blackpool winning. Everyone's happy. Indeed. Robert Allen says, should KR spend the rest of the season in the stands? I think for the sake of the people in the stands, the answer to that is no.
There's nobody in the stands.
2M Duke says, do you think we can still get to the playoffs? Every game in the league today looks very good for us. I think we both answered that question. Unless Oxford win every game to the end of the year, it looks tough.
Crewe in for 5-1. Is it going to be a penalty to the Alex?
Oh, good.
No.
Good.
is the answer. Right, it was headed in behind, and I think Beckles got there before he got his sort of in between Stevens and Moore, and he got his shot away, which I think just was poked wide, but then there was like, did Moore foul him in the process? And the referee judged that no was the answer to that question. Or has it even been given as offside? Who the fuck knows? It looks like it might have even been offside. I enjoy
Oxford being 5-0 up because you just get to do this really loosely now, Ian, and just enjoy yourself for once.
Yeah, also as well, when I am listening on mute, I don't know about things that have been dragged back for offside, which you would hear instantly on commentary. And honestly, last weekend as well, I don't know if anyone else noticed this, the replays on iFollow were, I don't know how we didn't miss a goal. They were replaying like everything, and it was like the game was going on. You could hear the commentators commenting on the game, and they were still like replaying like a meaningless like foul on the halfway line.
Good.
It was very, very irritating.
So the goal that Mo Salah just scored for Liverpool is actually their first goal.
Chance Roxford into the box, past everybody, and Oxford. Yes, sorry, go on about Mohamed.
It's their first home league goal in 2021. AFC Wimbledon are now up 4-1 over Stanley. Stanley are falling apart. It's unreal. Burton's still 2-0 up. Hull are 2-0 up against Plymouth. Bristol Rovers are beating Northampton.
Doesn't that make you angry, though, Oxford fans? Doesn't that? I mean, I know we're happy. Doesn't that make you angry that you see Accrington lose 4-1 to Wimbledon? Doesn't that make you just see how piss poor we played against them?
Yeah. Willie G agrees with us about the promotion push being over, but if we can finish well and just outside the playoff places, do you think that'll help us to attract players to get promotion on their CV next year? Do you think so, Ian?
Possibly. I would say. I would say Oxford are pretty good at selling players on like the vision of the club. I think Karl Robinson's quite a good snake oil salesman in that regard. That was as Tom blows his nose. I think Karl Robinson's quite a good snake oil salesman in terms of like selling the dream to players.
Come to Oxford United. We are snake oil.
And it's So I don't have any problems about that. I think a lot. So I think when players do leave, like having an interview with Oxford and having an interview with Robinson and stuff, I think they do leave quite impressed with the setup and quite encouraged by where they want the club, where they feel the club should be, and where they want the club to be. The reality and the facts of it comes down to wages.
Harris, Josh Knight has been sent off. How are you feeling about your chances of closing out this victory over Luton? Yeah, Ian, yeah, good snake oil salesman. Very good at that. Alex, really happy to.
Players are, yeah, I don't know. Yeah, some players are will just favour other clubs anyway, won't they? If Oxford offered 700, let's say Oxford offered £2,000 a week, and let's say Portsmouth don't go up and they offer like 1,500 quid a week, the player still might choose Portsmouth because they're a
100%.
bigger club.
100%. Alex is saying that he moved to Blackpool 3 years ago, but he's still yellow through and through. And I do remember you from the last one, where it was Oxford versus Blackpool that we did, and you were feeling the pressure in that game. Simon Wilkinson saying more pressure is being piled on Rochdale. Indeed, they are going to have a tough run.
They look like the goose is cooked.
I mean, Fleetwood, the only team winning at home in League One right now. They've scored, so it's 1-0 to the Fleetwood Town. Jordan Creed says he really hopes that Oxford United can keep Barker off the end of the season. Do you think that's a possibility?
Jordan Creed, more to the point, why do you call yourself Jordan Las Vegas?
Good question. Why, Jordan?
We've had Daniel Adjington's come on. I completely missed that. I'm doing a good job today, aren't I? I bet you're enjoying my commentary. Who looks like Oxford have made 4 subs.
Good bloody Lord.
Sam Logg's gone off. Matty Taylor's gone off. Elliot Lee's gone off. And Barker's gone off. Jamie Hansen's come on. Shadipo's come on. Winnell's come on. And Daniel Adjington III has also come on. So got some players there that, obviously, I'm looking at Sam Winnell mainly, that need goals. And so he'll be desperate to kind of cash in on Oxford racking up the... you could even say it's almost like a basketball.
Harris saying it wasn't a red card and that they beat Reading with 10 men. So good luck to the Wycombe Wanderers. Kit Mason agrees, but says, Ian, on another day, Crewe could have played a blinder against us. It averages out, despite it feeling very annoying at times.
Can you ask me Jordan's question again? Because I forgot to answer it.
Do you think we can keep Barker to the end of the year?
I will answer you in just a second. The Crewe have just gone through and they're offside. Barker next year.
Do you think they can keep hold of him?
I think they can. I'm not too fussed either way, really. I'm not really too bothered if we him or Shadipo. I'm a bit I'll leave it with them both, really. I wouldn't really be too fussed if they did sign or they didn't.
Ian, Sunderland are down 2-0.
I know. I did see that. I wanted to wait for you to set the score, but and that's not that I don't like them. I just think there's a lot of good, young, quick attacking wingers that you can get on loan, and I wouldn't say Oxford don't need to worry too much about if they don't want to come about finding another one.
Bristol Rovers, AFC Wimbledon climbing out the relegation zone as results sit. Northampton Town and the club that must not be named dropping in. Wigan getting to within 1 point of safety if they manage to pull out this 3-1 win, though they have capitulated at the end of games multiple times, so I'm not sure if we can trust them to do that. Coventry have just had one of their players stretch it off. Hopefully it's not a bad injury because it was a head injury. QPR thrashing Sheffield Wednesday now 3-1. A lot of goals in the Championship. Birmingham winning as well. It's getting tight down the bottom with Birmingham and Wycombe winning and Rotherham finally picking up a point.
It's so weird. Like a couple of games ago, I really thought Gillingham were going to be a side that would hang around and would really be in the mix of the playoffs. And obviously they still are. But then they lose to Blackpool. They're drawing 0-0 currently with Shrewsbury. And then you look at the live league table and Oxford are back above them again. It's couple of weeks and everything just changes.
There's constant change.
Exponentially.
Good word. Everybody, please smash the like button if you're enjoying this. Please check us out on Patreon. Yes, I know I say it every 10 minutes, but I've got nothing else to do. Apparently, it's my only job of being on this channel. Simon Wilkinson says, Crewe are a great club. This is just a one-off. They'll bounce back in their next game. And 100%.
Yeah, I mean...
100%.
Crewe into... looks like that's another offside. But I would say that's what... Not that they lose 5-0, which is a stupidly ridiculous amount of goals Oxford have racked up out of nowhere. But that's what Crewe have been a little bit like, though, haven't they? They've had a good run, and they almost win when you don't expect them to win. And then when you do expect them to win, they kind of have a bit of a shitty one. They I don't know whether they take their foot off the gas or they think it's going to be easier than they thought, but they inexplicably lose some games that you think that they should be no problem in. And I think a lot of people would have backed Crewe to win this game today, seeing as the form Oxford were in. And goals change games, don't they, massively? And Oxford, it was quite an even game up until the first goal.
Do you remember maybe a couple of months ago when Fleetwood fans were talking about their team getting relegated?
Yes.
They're 6 points off the playoffs. Like, you have one of the best defenses. I hate football fans sometimes. Just chill out. Chill out. Oh, Bournemouth are up 3-1 against Coventry. The world is ending. Why do we even follow football? What is the point?
It's I think it's just an easy thing to do, isn't it? I think it's so easy to just get carried away with the club you support. Whereas you know, every time something happens to your club or they have a bad result or they're doing badly, you look for that knee-jerk reaction, or you look for the excuse as to why it went wrong. But when it's not your club, you can look much more objectively about things and just be like, oh, you'll be fine. But when you're in that bad run and you see yourself falling down the league, you do start to panic.
I mean, I suppose it's true.
Look, after the Swindon game, there were fans thinking we were going to fucking go down.
That is very, very true.
And that was like 11 games
Oh my god,
in.
AFC Wimbledon 5, Accrington Stanley 1. Ian, start getting angry. Just start releasing some fury. 5-1. 5-1.
I thought it was going to be 5-1 in this game as well now. It looks like Oxford have completely taken their foot off the gas, and Crewe do look like more likely to get this next goal, but not surprisingly, a lot of the intensity's dropped in this one.
Oh my god. Matt Uranka, stop sending us messages about penalties. You don't understand the sport. It's fine. Piggott has scored for AFC Wimbledon. Kel Surprise, the goal scorer extreme himself. Robert Allen agrees with you, Ian. He says Barker and Shadipo are good players, but wouldn't be upset if they joined other clubs. He'd pick Shadipo over Barker if he had to choose one, though. Bowden says he'd go for Barker. Where does everyone else stand on this? Based on how poor it feels like Shadipo's been recently, would probably go for Barker over him right now. Ian, if you were to pick one to keep, one to rule them all.
I think Barker, and I don't know why this is the case. Barker's looked the more dangerous player since he's come in. He's looked more of a threat than Shadipo.
Completely lost form.
Shadipo's really gone off the boil. And I know you pointed to Robinson kind of messing that up for Shadipo a little bit, and you might have a case there. He's been the one that's been forced to playing on the other wing or out of position, whereas Barker just solely plays down the right or down the left. I think it's down, whatever. And so Barker always seems to play in the same position. It's the Shadipo one who has to swap around a little bit. And I stand by what I said. I think they've both got. I feel this season. I feel as a player, I feel Shadipo's matured better than what we've seen of Barker, and Barker's only been here for half a season. But I feel that Shadipo's learnt the defensive response. Sykes from the edge of the box. He's never going to score in a million years. Free on the edge of the box and scuffs it well wide. I feel Shadipo's learnt a lot more about how to be more disciplined and track back with your runners and be better defensively. Showcase last week where he stopped a goal against Accrington, which would have made it before they made it 2-1. He got back and stopped a break, a guy from scoring in that one. And I feel Barker's lacking in that area, but I feel Barker is better going forward.
Simon Wilkinson asked,
which is weird. Steve scored fucking 11 goals. So
I'm totally not trying to go off topic, but I think Ian, you know the answer to this. Simon Wilkinson asked how Portsmouth are possibly losing at home, and I think Ian, you know the answer to that, don't you? No, it's because
Kenny Jackett.
No, absolutely not. It's because what's his face is a savant. Jimmy Floyd is the greatest football manager since Alex Ferguson.
Oh, I forgot who they were playing. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, Tom. Yeah, I forgot who they were playing.
Absolute hero. He's a hero.
League One beggars belief at times, doesn't it? You just cannot fucking believe that this weekend you would not think that. Well, you might have thought Charlton would go away to Sunderland. That's not too much of an exaggeration, but you really wouldn't have thought. And Burton have done great, but you wouldn't have thought they'd have gone away to Pompey and currently be beaten 2-0, mainly based off the good form
Pompey won 4 straight games. And Burton, after having played really well, they went a little bit off the boil. They did win their last match, but they're pretty much safe as well. They're not playing for a huge amount. I mean, they're 9 points clear of the relegation zone now.
I'll throw a spanner in the works here. Blackpool stay unbeaten till the end of the season. How close are they going to be to the automatic promotion spots?
Have a look at the table quickly. Apparently, Luton just missed an open goal.
I'm looking at it now, but still a bit of a long shot, but win the games in hand.
I mean, so let's say they pick up 6 more points. That puts them on 72. Puts them puts them just below Sunderland, assuming Sunderland win their next match. Oh, it's close, isn't it, Ian? Like, Blackpool have really hit form at the perfect time. They look like a nailed-on playoff side.
Really good form. And I'll tell you what about Blackpool. They're scoring goals, and they're bloody watertight at the back.
Their defence, aren't there? There's only Sunderland and Hull that have conceded less. I mean,
and Oxford, well, must be 3 because Oxford probably.
Actually, with these 5 goals, Oxford have shot up to the 3rd or 4th best attacking side in the league. Beforehand, they weren't even in the conversation, but 5 goals will do wonders for your goal difference. Oxford's goal difference now to 10. Still 1-1 Liverpool versus Villa. Bournemouth still beating Coventry 3-1. This is so bloody annoying, but Wickham are winning, and yay for Wickham. Good. No other changes in any League One score, though we could really use a 6th in this game. How long is left of this match?
15 minutes, probably, maybe with injury time.
25.
Maybe getting towards 20.
I will say, the minute this game ends, as always, we will jump off. We will go and record our reaction video, which will come up sometime later tonight. So please don't be surprised when we absolutely disappear. And I will take this moment very quickly just to thank you all for being here, for chatting with us, and for making this more fun. It's great to have an Oxford win to talk about, and for it to be 5-0 as well. Yeah, this has been an all-round nice day, hasn't it, Mr. Allen?
Yeah. This has been an all-round. This has been a good day.
Simon Wilkinson says,
and hopefully I'm going to win the Grand National. Well, I did what I usually do and just went to my wife and said, pick 2 numbers between 1 and 40, and so she did. So I'm on Kimberlite Candy, which is a 14-1 shot, and Amy Desbois, which is an 80-1 shot.
Christ.
So. And done my usual thing, £100 each way on each.
Fair. I had forgotten to put any bets on it. 37 minutes. 37 minutes.
Still time.
What do you think I'm doing right now?
You've still got time even after we finish this stream and we do the Oxford video. There's still time for you to bet on the Grand National.
I'm beginning to bet on it now and try and find my calls.
Who should Tom bet for? Give him some tips. Here comes Adji. Overruns it, but wins the challenge. Oxford to the edge of the box. Chance for 6. Hits straight at the goalkeeper. And Winnall puts the rebound, slices it wide. Golden opportunity for James Henry there. All orchestrated by Daniel Adjington, who won a 50-50 and then got to the edge, near the edge of the box, but played in James Henry. And James Henry shot straight at the keeper. And Winnall came back to Winnall. And he was kind of trying to volley it and sort of cut down on the ball, and it ended up ballooning slicing into the stands.
Shit. Sounds like shit, Ian.
Yeah. I'm interested to know people's thoughts on Sam Winnall, because obviously the guy hasn't set the world alight this year. That's a bit of an understatement, and I think he's only scored the one goal in the league. I mean, a lot remains on him if he can stay fit. But are you Oxford fans out there? How do you feel that like he's still got a lot to bring to this Oxford squad, or do you think that he's maybe one we should even maybe look to release, free up some wage, and look for somebody else?
Yes, Oxford fans, tell us how you feel. I want to know.
Because he's one of those guys he's potentially could be a really good player. But it's just how long do you keep
giving him
that, before like you just have to give up on it and actually get someone that's gonna do the needful.
The needful. I do like the needful. Robert Allen says bored. We want 7. Simon Wilkinson says Blackpool play Sunderland twice and he cannot see them beating them twice. I mean, I can. Michelle Kinsey says, yeah, release.
Okay. That's one for the release.
Release, let him go, send him away. It's still 1-1 in the Villa game. Nothing exciting happening in the Championship, and League One all score. Oh, Lincoln!
So far, we've had one vote on it, and if we only get one vote, that is the decision to stand.
Ian,
that is how the Oxford fan base has spoken.
I'm sure you already know these things, but Lincoln have brought a goal back against the Blackpool, and Sunderland have a goal back against the Charlton Athletic. Hull have pulled further away of Green Army, Plymouth Argyle. They're now up 3-0.
Yeah, once Hull got the goals to match their probably
dominating performance.
No doubt they've been dominating that game, and for once they got the goals to back it up. But I'm in the camp of keep him for next season.
Jonathan Harris says he needs to stay. Robert Allen says I'd get rid of Winnall. He's injury prone and done nothing. He could be a good player, but more likely he'll just keep picking up injuries. I mean, it's kind of true.
Robert's ideal Oxford 11 would be an interchangeable set of 11 players that changes week to week.
So it's Karl Robinson.
Basically. He never seems to be happy.
Say that, pessimistic brother Alan. Your brother is throwing shade in your direction. Stand up for yourself. Fight.
He's used to.
Fight, damn you.
He's used to.
Ian, you let me know if I'm missing any scores in League One, but I haven't seen any changes.
Interesting news on the very biased opinions front. Subscriber rate, we are at 2222.
Very exciting. Thank you all for subscribing.
2,222.
Please, guys, keep smashing like if you're enjoying this. Obviously, I've said it 100 times, so please join our Patreon. We love you, and we really appreciate the support. I
actually like that number, and I am actually encouraging people not to subscribe because I want to keep it at 2222.
Why would you say that? Luton Town, 80th minute equaliser. Which has been taken away. Has it happened? Jonathan Harris, let me know. Let me know if it's happened or not, because it was on there and then it's just taking it away again. Could be tough. Michelle Kinsey, by the way, who just came on and said release, says, oh man, if we score 7, it'll be a record. And they were at the Lincoln 6-0, which I believe, Ian, you were at?
I was there too. Maybe you sat next to me. I was the one who had the terrible wind.
Yeah, good old days. Jonathan Harris says it's time to stop watching the game and focus on VBO. That probably means that they have conceded. Bad luck, old boys. Tough, but yeah. Still 1-1.
We'll always welcome you.
We love you here. Northampton have equalised against Bristol Rovers. It's 1-1, Ian. Yeah, that's not good.
And good news for Ian Allen's accumulator, which Man City didn't do me any favours today, by the way. Bolton have scored to go 2-1 up against Harrogate, which is all gravy, baby. I think Norwich are winning.
Yeah, Peterborough are...
Norwich are winning as well. Peterborough are winning. And Bolton, I desperately needed them to win after I think they lost the last game to Newport. So all looking good for me today in that regard, apart from Man City, who look like they're going to be caught by Man United.
Michelle Kinsey says, didn't sit next to you, but thinks they saw you. I don't know.
I'd tell you, you might. I really had really bad wind that day.
Robert Allen, do you think Adji should leave? I like him, but for the sake of his career, he'd be better off elsewhere. Ian, you don't have to.
I tell you, literally, why do you want every player to leave?
Because he's pessimistic further on.
Eastwood, don't want him there. Fucking Barker, Shadipo, get rid of him. Winnell, out. Adji, out.
Actually, Robert Allen, who would you like to sign? Let's go with that route. Who do you want the club to sign? I love Adji, but quite clearly,
he's had a vendetta against Oxford ever since they sold Matt Elliott.
When was that, Ian?
96.
7?
Absolutely 97,
cannot be trusted, right? It's still 1-1.
98. I mean, 98. I might be completely wrong. I know Matt Elliott played for Scotland in the 98 World Cup, which meant he must have been at Leicester at that point.
Good.
Because he ain't getting in there from playing at Oxford.
We got about 5 minutes left, Ian?
Yeah, I think from a personal, I know Robert's talked about this with me before, and I think like you must be getting a bit sick of things at Oxford United if you are Dan Adji, and I know you've talked about that as well, Tom. If people came in for him and they offered him a first team starting place, I definitely could see him taking it, just because he needs to play.
100%. I will say, Ian. Oh no, the page is dying.
The stream
on YouTube, the page is unresponsive. The page has died.
Pick it up. Sort it out, Pickering.
I'll do my best. I've had to close it. I'm hoping that we're still live streaming.
This did happen to me last week that inexplicably it just went off for like a minute and I had to like connect it again.
I'm hoping that we are still live, and I will find out in a second. I mean, it says live. It says there's 21 people watching, but obviously we're probably off air right now. But let's find out.
6-0.
No way. Who scored? Sensational scenes. That says we're live. That's positive.
Right, let's assume we are live. 6-0 Oxford United. The 6th goal does go in. The guy that Robert Allen wants, the 2 guys that Robert Allen wants out of the club. Well, you could even say, no, it's not. I thought that was Barker involved as well. But it's Adji running at the defence out wide, gets a nice crossover. Winnell unmarked at the back post, pulls away from his marker. Simple header for him. Much needed goal for Sam Winnell. And my brothers just confirmed we are live. Thank you very much, Robert Allen. You are. Oh, and by the way, Tom, I think Lincoln have equalised against Blackpool. So that
I've had to close quite a few.
But
we'll reopen it.
Unbelievable scenes, as I think that a famous pundit of Sky Sports would say, as Oxford do equal the same amount of goals they scored against Lincoln last season, and they are up by 6-0. And I believe, yes, a 7th would be a record away.
You're correct, but the Lincoln score is indeed 2-0. Unbelievable. Kit Mason, 2-2. Sorry, Desmond Dean knows.
Desmond.
Thank you, everyone, saying we're still live. Unfortunately, I couldn't look at that until we actually did get back on here. Robert Allen demanding 7. PJ Simpson, boom. Everyone, boom, 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 boom. That's 6 booms?
Boom.
That feels like 6 booms. Let's hope the referee calls it at 90 minutes, but we both know he won't. Ian, how much is left in this game?
We are on 85 minutes as a Crewe player sides down Sam Winnell, and it is a free kick to Oxford United. A yellow card to the Crewe player, and we are just about to approach the 80... We are in the 86th minute. We're about to get into
Ryan
the 87th
King says hello. Hello, Ryan King. Are you enjoying the game?
Hello, Ryan.
I believe he's saying,
where
come
you
on,
been, Ryan?
Woo!
Oh, he's all is forgiven.
Right, I will do this one last time. Please smash like. If you're enjoying this channel and you really like listening to us, please check us out on Patreon. We need all the support you can give us. I'm done with that now. I will say one last time, thank you all for being on here. Thank you for chatting with us. Thank you for making this a much more enjoyable experience than it would have been with just Ian pretending they were losing the entire time. It's been good. Jonathan Harris says Wycombe are relegated. Is that an accurate statement, though?
It might be, but I've just realised that the acronym COYY means "Come on, you yellows." I wondered what it meant. I saw a lot of people putting it on their Twitter and stuff. I wondered what it meant.
Maybe the biggest waste of space on earth. Luton are up 2-1.
I thought it was
Luton are up 2-1. A huge result for them. Birmingham up 2-0 in Stoke. Wycombe really are being nailed to the bottom of the league table. They are now, 9 points from safety with 7 games to go. Coventry only just above Rotherham. Derby, Huddersfield, and Birmingham have all climbed over Coventry in the last 2 games. The bottom of the championship is so tight, it's unbelievable. Don't say anything, Ian.
Unbelievable.
Jeff.
Right. Oxford win a free kick just inside the Crewe half, and nobody is in any hurry to do anything. I don't see the 7th goal coming, but it would be pretty sweet, wouldn't it? Would I, if that happens, as Wigan? Sorry, I just have to say this: Doncaster 1, Wigan 4. Doncaster fans, just stop watching football till next season. It's not going to do you any favours. Follow us, but I would even say you just need a break from football, because if you follow us, you're going to get reminded of Doncaster scores. So you just need to completely get away from it. Just do something else on a Saturday afternoon, because you don't need to concentrate on football until next season now. It's only going to bring you pain and suffering.
Delusion's officially over, and it's now 3-1 to Luton. What a turnaround! Ryan King
asked, really? How have you capitulated so badly?
Ryan King asked if we're season ticket holders. We're not. Ian lives in Lincoln, and I work most weekends, so wouldn't be able to be season ticket holders if we wanted to. The one good thing we've had during lockdown is that we were able to do these on a Saturday, which will end starting next week, unfortunately. But we'll try and find a way around that. I have to work, so I have to find a way to not work.
Well, does that mean, no, Thomas, because you did give me the keys to the kingdom against Sunderland, that you did let me drive the car?
Drive the car.
Will I? Who are Oxford playing next weekend?
A team that. Oh.
That's a question for the chat. Chat.
Yeah. Who are they playing? Words.
Ball bobbling around on the edge of the box. Sam Winnell's got it. Oxford trying to be too cute at trying to get through, and it goes to Jaskalainen, and he can just smother the ball, bowls it out quickly as Crewe try to get back into this game, but
no,
I don't think they will. I think they've got Shrewsbury on Tuesday. Gillingham, I think it is. Big game. I think it's Gillingham at home.
Nice.
Which is a big game.
That is a big game.
Yeah. Crewe with a chance. Deflected. Good save by Jack Stevens. He's not going to be denied of that clean sheet. It does not look like.
Ian. A man called Andy Allen is on the chat. He says he had 7-0.
Did he? He's a clever lad. It's it's a rarity. It's a rare treat, but it is his birthday today well. So happy birthday to him.
Miscellaneous brother Alan.
We might be getting Sykes tries a chip. Nowhere near. Sykes going for glory from the halfway line. 4 minutes of added on time. Do you really need to play the 4 minutes of added on time, ref?
Ian,
Wave
Paul
that
Evans,
flag.
Neil Stewart-Davies, and Robert Allen all say it's Gillingham at home.
Thank you very much. I thought it was. That's right. Yeah, so it looks like I might be... well,
we'll find out. I might be able to get out of at least one weekend's work.
I can't. The things I want to say, I can't say, because it's like, I'm going to get us cancelled off YouTube. But if you're just going to carry on being like a slave to work, Thomas, then I guess I'm going to have to do it on my own. You didn't have to request that overtime.
Last time, thank you all for being on this channel. We will genuinely be jumping off pretty much the minute this game ends, so we can quickly film our reaction video, though it's just going to be Ian screaming, 6-0! 6-0! But it's nice to see him happy.
But if any of the two of us you would like to hear scream 6-0, I think you would rather hear me
Can't argue with that.
than hear Tom do it, because the glass in your house would start shattering. And bats would start flying in around your living room.
I have a beautiful singing voice. I don't know what you're talking about. I sound incredible. Alex,
I'm not saying anything about your singing voice. I'm talking about you screaming.
Rob Davidson says we need an MK Dons win. Alex Christodoulou says not going to say I called it, but I called
it. Did you call it? Well done if you did call it. Well done. It's I said Oxford would win 3-1, so I get some credit.
Calling that was a bold move on your part. Sunderland's still losing 2-1.
Yeah, but what about? I have to. I don't have a choice. I don't have a choice. I'm hamstrung
like a ham.
when it comes to
backing Oxford.
Right, Shadipo attacking down the left-hand side.
It
looks like a shitty cross. Somehow stays in though, and Aji, yeah, I think it was a foul, but it doesn't matter because Crewe clear it, Oxford clear it, put it back into a dangerous area. Oxford looking half-hearted attempt to try and get this seventh goal, but they do have a free kick now, so they have one final opportunity to just lump it in there and try and get the seventh. I have just seen Peterborough have got a third goal against the club that shall not be named. So wonderful result for Oxford, with them losing 3-0 as well. What a perfect day in yellow vision.
Indeed. I've raised this reaction video. Robert Allen says, thank God I'm back. Because the last two reaction videos were lacking, but I don't think they were. I very much enjoyed having Robert Allen on these videos. I think he's a star in the making. Would you agree? Optimistic Brother Allen? God, I really am in the dark.
It lacked star power. It lacked a little something for the ladies.
I believe it's the extensive vernacular.
Right. It came in. The ball came into the box. It came to Shadipo, I think, and he had the wildest of wild thrash, which unfortunately went straight into the stands. That is going to be it. I think.
Calling it
I remember that Lincoln game away, and I think James Henry scored the goal to get 4-0, and it was a similar situation to that, where it was just like a looping ball in the air. And it's one of those ones where he ran on to volley it, and normally, like 99 times out of 100, it would just go straight over the stand, but it just went ping straight in the top corner. Like, our day today, and that is game over. That is Crewe 0.
Thank you all for joining us. We are going to go now. Much love to all of you. Thank you to those of you who've contributed. Thank you to all of our Patreon subscribers who we've called out many times. Thank you to people like Christina Allen, PJ Simpson, Pessimistic Brother Allen. I think those are the people that contributed via that. So yes, thank you to all of you. We will see you next time.